Well, in this video, it is time to call out, once again, the town of Babylon. The town of Babylon, which obviously a lot of snobs, particularly Rich Schaefer there. We all know who Babylon cares about. You remember back last year when we had that whole thing against the affordable housing in around the train station.
Town Supervisor Rich Schaefer.
Let me make something very clear on behalf of my colleague, the Village of Babylon, and all the services that we get on Village Line Road. But in all seriousness, let me make something very clear. I'm the chairman also of the Suffolk County Supervisors Association. That is the 10 town supervisors, Republicans and Democrats, who meet regularly. And 2 years ago, we issued a joint statement, all 10 of us, that adamantly opposed any effort to take local control away from any of our towns.
Yeah, so they are really a bunch of snobs, and now they have done it again with closing off a park that they actually don't even have the right to do because they received federal funds to improve this park. So we're going to play this story from News 12. First, I'll show you where this park is. This is the park right here, Venetian Shores Park in Lindenhurst. And they had a very popular place called Katch, which had a lot of nice bands there. But because it was drawing a crowd, the snobs that live in the neighborhood decided to complain about it. And you'll see here that this is the neighborhood, obviously, wealthy area. I mean, you got a lot of people with money over here, Wall Street people, arrogant people that basically want to hog the neighborhood for themselves. So this park is now closed to only it's only available to the town people. You have to live in the town of Babylon to be able to go to this little park here, which is ridiculous. And they're going to make sure that you won't even be able to walk in. Yeah, you won't even be able to walk in. So if you want to take the train from Lindenhurst or take the 2 bus and then walk down from Montauk Highway, you won't even be able to walk in. And this is absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to play the story now. Let's get that running. And here we go.
Popular summer spot in one.
So residents-only facility. Walk-ins must provide proof of residence. What kind of crap is that, man? What kind of crap is that? All right, really. I'd like to go there and just storm in there and see what the fuck they're going to do about it. All right, but just say, you don't have the right to keep me from a beach that's publicly received public funds. All right, who are these people? Who the fuck do they think they are? Let's play the story.
South Shore Suffolk community. News 12 Long Island's Jonathan Gordon is at Venetian Shores Park in Lindenhurst with the new policy and what sparked all this change.
Those living here say the parking situation, pedestrian safety, overall congestion got so bad that the town felt they had no other option but to make this change so late in the summer. Lindenhurst residents like Ottavio Vitti know these issues all too well.
It's kind of tough for me to get into my driveway around 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
He's one of many residents who raised concerns with Babylon officials about illegal parking, traffic, and overcrowding that forced the town.
So you can crack down the illegal parking. Why are they just doing this to punish everybody?
To take action. Part of the issue, according to residents, nightly live music at Katch restaurant.
There's also a kayak launch there.
Popular summer spot within the park that draws big crowds.
Depends on a certain day of the week. It gets a little hectic, People are parking on the streets where they're actually not allowed.
Yeah, they're not allowed. So why aren't you cracking down on that? Why don't they crack down on that? No, instead, they decide, we're going to make it for Town of Babylon residents only.
Allowed to, there's signs that tell you.
And we all know the real reason why is because the people that were going to Katch to watch some of those bands, they may look a little different. They may have different color skin. So that's probably really why this is happening.
And
starting today, you'll need a beach pass during the day. And after 4, that pass or a valid ID with a Babylon address will get you access to the park.
Yeah, you can't even go in there in the evening. What kind of BS is that?
Officials justified the decision in a statement saying, in part, our goal remains the same, to protect the quality of life for our residents while maintaining opportunities for recreation and enjoyment. But not everyone is on board.
There's a lot of traffic and everything else, but the bands, going to thumbs up on the ban.
Katch management is worried about how much businesses will cost them. They responded in a statement, "This unexpected change will have a deep impact, and the ripple effects reach far beyond our business." They added the town's decision forced them to cut summer employment short for teens and college.
They need to sue. They need to get a lawyer and sue, have a judge issue an injunction against this bullshit.
Students and cancel their remaining musical acts. This policy change will remain in effect through Labor Day, and then in the off-season, the town says it will work to come up with a long-term plan to
I
address
guess
the
they're not going to even allow people in the off-season
issue.
to go to the
in
park.
Lindenhurst, Suffolk County, John.
What kind of BS is that? I mean, I'm sick of this. All right, so they received federal funding. We're going to go to your Venetian Shores Park, Lindenhurst, getting a new spray park. All right, this is a new makeover. We'll reopen. They got federal funding, so they're getting money from the federal government, and they're telling everybody else, you're not welcome, it's only for us. No, you got money from the federal government. I feel like going there, bringing this article, saying, you got money from the federal government, you're going to let me in, and I'm going to storm in there. I really do. I'm tired of this crap, man. Who do these people think they are? A spray park in Lindenhurst will soon get a much-needed makeover. Venetian, $1.5 million in federal funding. All right, so they got $1.5 million. These towns are getting federal funding. Now, New Jersey has really cracked down on a lot of towns that are doing this, and they require, even if it's for a fee, everybody has to be allowed on the beach in most of these New Jersey towns. You cannot, New Jersey, yeah, you have to have a beach badge during certain times, but it has to be available to everybody. You can't just limit it to residents because they receive federal or state funding. So what the town of Babylon is doing is technically illegal. They're not even allowed to do it. And they've gotten money now from the federal government, and that playground is only available to residents only. That actually is not legal, what you're doing, Rich Schaefer. What you're doing is not, you're not even allowed to do what you're doing right now. I don't really give a crap what you have to say. This is their government post here. I don't even give a crap what you have to say. All right, if I want to go on that beach and take a picture of the Great South Bay, who the hell you tell me I can't go there? I really don't. I don't care. I might go down there. We might actually have a confrontation because I'm so annoyed with this. I really am. People need to protest this, but I know it'll just be me protesting. All right? It'll just be me. All right? This is their post about it starting Monday. Residents can access beach pass, Yodel app pass, or a driver's license showing a Town of Babylon address after 4 p.m. A beach pass is still required to enter from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and this effect will remain in effect through Labor Day in the off-season. I mean, this is, ridiculous. How do they get away with this stuff? I mean, seriously, this is the same Town of Babylon that doesn't give a shit about the quality of life in Wyandanch. They don't give a shit about that. And if we go here, you can see there are a number of articles about it. Here's another article from Newsday. And shooting in West Babylon. But, of course, let's see, did that even get covered properly? All right, that did get covered There was a house party on 11th Street. All right, but this is the kind of stuff that goes on here. They don't give a crap about the quality of life up north. Oh, it's an area that has diverse people, so they don't care. They only care about the white neighborhoods on the South Shore. It's so obvious what the F is going on here. It really is so obvious, and I'm tired of it. So we're going to go to this Newsday article here. All right. So you can see here, this is the beach here. And again, they're trying to make it like a private beach. You can't do that. You can't do that. You don't have the right to do what you're doing. All right? And again, like I said, we have a lousy, horrible governor in this state. But if we had a governor that was actually a governor, like if I was the governor or somebody with common sense the governor, I'd tell the Town of Babylon, you're going to open that beach to everybody, or I'm going to have the state police come and make sure it's open to everybody. But anyway, it says here, I'm going to read this article. The Town of Babylon is barring non-residents from Venetian Shores Park in Lindenhurst, a popular beach that hosts nightly music shows through Labor Day after officials said growing crowds are causing safety issues. And we all know the real reason what's going on. I mean, it's obvious what's going on. All right? So in the town announced on social media Friday, it would no longer allow non-residents to enter Venetian Shores Park at all times from now through Labor Day. In the summer, the park in Lindenhurst is only open to town residents with a beach pass during the day, but until now, it had been open to non-residents after 4 p.m. Katch, which had a contract to serve food and provide music and entertainment at the park, has regularly offered nightly performances. Katch published on its own statement on social media saying its operators only learned of this unexpected change through the town's post. And again, if I were Katch, get a lawyer and sue get an injunction. A judge needs to issue an injunction and tell the town they can't do this. Katch's post said the town had been told the venue that they must cancel all music for the remainder of the summer. So all these concerts now canceled because a bunch of snobs in the neighborhood were upset about crowds. Katch said there could have been a more collaborative solution to balance the sentiments of the residents and customers alike. In the second post, the town said in recent weeks, traffic congestion outside the park became so severe it posed a potential risk to public safety, including the ability for emergency vehicles to access the area. That's not a risk we were willing to take. So again, because I have to do with the parking, again, if you parked illegally, you get a ticket. I don't understand what the big deal is. So we have more information here. Town officials said there was ongoing conversations with the Katch about issues, and the concessionaire was fully aware of the situation. And they should look at their contract and see what legal rights they have. All right. I hate the fact when a bunch of rich snobs come and try to take natural resources away from the people. Absolutely nothing pisses me off more. Let's go and continue on. Even if they're not rich in that neighborhood, they're still snobs because you think you own the beach. You don't own the beach. The beach belongs to nature. All right? So you have no right to tell people who are from a different municipality you're not welcome. That's illegal. You can't do that. All right? While ideas were shared on how to reduce the impact, especially when you receive federal money, while ideas were shared on how to reduce the impact on the neighborhoods, including suggestions related to entertainment programming and potential alternative venues, those decisions remain with the business, the town's post said. Babylon's website notes that Katch's contract with the town, the concessionaire, is required to have music. So town spokesman Ryan Bonner declined to comment beyond the social media statement, saying town officials and representatives of Katch are set to meet on Tuesday. Katch's attorney Stephen Politi told Newsday the situation is very upsetting to my client and that town changes have derailed them. So it looks like they do have a lawyer. Very good. The venue's Facebook page shows bands were scheduled to perform there almost every night starting at 6 p.m. through the rest of the month. And again, everybody just goes along with it. You don't have to listen to what Rich Schaefer says. All right? All right? You don't have to listen to him. All right? That's just the thing of it. People say, oh, non-resident. I'm going in anyway. We're going to have these concerts anyway. Why do you have to listen to these people? It's just like everybody listening to the White House and what our dictator is doing. You have government people that are abusing their power, and everybody just goes along with it. Politi cited an August 13th email in which he said a town official had ordered Katch to cease the musical performances. They were directed by the town to cancel the music period. The end. The venue canceled performances for the rest of the season in an effort to have fruitful discussions with the town. So here we go. Here's the real reason. Latin night. Oh, my God. Latin night. That attracted people who aren't white. Oh, we can't have that in Lindenhurst, where it's lily white in that neighborhood. We don't know the real reason why this is happening, folks. Katch posted the venue's Tuesday Nat and Light would now take place in Tanner Park in Copeg, a town property that allows non-residents after 4 p.m. Because Copeg isn't as wealthy and as white as Lindenhurst, so therefore it's okay. We can move it over there. Some residents praised Babylon's decision, writing on Facebook they supported efforts to prioritize the town's own residents. But many more criticized the town on social media, saying that the venue's events are family-friendly and that they would no longer be able to meet up with an out-of-town family and friends there. And again, you don't have to go along with it. I don't know what the town of Babylon has. They're not going to have any police officers there. Who the hell is going to stop you? I really would like to test it. But, I'm not that brave. I wish I was that brave. Daniel DeVal of Port Jefferson Station said he's upset that he can no longer attend shows at Venetian Shores and blame the town for issues that have occurred there. The parking there is horrendous, but that's the town's fault. He noted that there are also several sports teams playing at the park on some nights. Scapegoating an owner who's only open a few months a year, I think, is unfair. Katch's statement said the change would have a significant effect on its 60 employees, many of whom are local teenagers and college students who depend on the summer jobs. Babylon officials said they will offer any affected employees jobs at town beaches or pools for the rest of the year. Until Labor Day, beach passes are still required to enter the park during the day. After 4 p.m., residents can access the park with either a beach pass, Yodel app pass, or driver's license showing a Town of Babylon address. And they will evaluate all possible scenarios after Labor Day. So they're going to probably try to keep residents out. They're trying to kind of keep non-residents out all the time, which I think is ridiculous. And I really wish the governor would get involved at this point. But, she isn't going to. She's useless. We don't have Phil Murphy, who would probably get involved in a situation like this. But this is an abuse of power by the Town of Babylon. Clearly, they don't have the right to do what they're doing. They think they have the right to do what they're doing. They only have the right if we let them have the right. That's the point. And so I would urge Katch, and I would urge all those non-residents who go to keep going. Don't let them stop you. Storm that gate, all right? Don't let them stop you. They don't have the right after 4 p.m. to do it. They can't just change the rules in the middle of the game. They can't do that, all right? I'm fed up with this kind of nonsense, especially from you, Rich Schaefer, but you're a racist pig is what you are. A racist Wall Street pig this guy is. Can't get a bigger picture of him. Wish I could, but it's not letting me do it. But anyway, he really is. He really is. Oh, there's his phone number. Yeah, feel free to call his number, email him. I will definitely be sending him an email, giving him a piece of my mind. And I urge all of you to do the same because it's so obvious what is going on here. It is so obvious what's going on. It's all about, you have illegal parking. You can crack down on that. Why are you going after and punishing everybody? That's not right. We all know what's going on. And so it was moved to Tanner Park in Copeg, which is over here, which is not as, this is Tanner Park, so this is where it's moved because Copeg is not as white, so therefore we're going to have, this is what's going on. We all know what's going on, Rich. You're not fooling anyone, man. You're not fooling anyone. Meanwhile, you have disorder in the middle in Wyandanch. Oh, last time I checked, Wyandanch was in the Town of Babylon. Same thing, last time I checked, Deer Park was in the Town of Babylon. But it's okay to have all the dumping in the woods there, right? Nobody really cares about that because that's not a white area. So it's okay. These pines don't matter for crap. Not in your town. It's so obvious that, and I'm going to have a much bigger rant on racism in the coming days because I've just about had it up to here with these racist snobs in their little enclaves trying to tell people that they can't go to their little parks that are paid for with state and federal funding. So if they've received state and federal funding from taxes from people all over the country and all over the state, guess what? Anyone has the right to go on that beach. And people need to stop putting up with this kind of abuse of power and say, no, you don't have the right to tell me I can't go to the beach. All right? Shut up, Rich Schaefer. Really, just shut up. All right? And that's all I'm going to say in this video. I'm sure I'm going to get some hate for it. I know I got angry, but this is the kind of stuff that really pisses me off. Only on Long Island does this happen. You go to New Jersey, town, county parks, you don't have any residence requirement. But here on Long Island, these towns and these villages think that they can just close off their little parks for their own kind. You know what? Fuck that. We got to stop putting up with this kind of crap and start fighting back. Thank you for watching.